Hey guys, this is part 4 of the TRX4 Comp C2 build. So at the end of the last one, it was basically the chassis stuff with the Bowhouse Belly, the Bowhouse bumper winch mount. So for this one, I was supposed to mount up the axles and the transmission. Now, rather than bore you guys with me putting bolts together, I went ahead and did it. So this is where I'm at with the build right now. So I'm going to show you guys this and maybe start working on some of the electronics. Take a look. So this is it, bolted up. Nice and easy. Everything went in place perfectly. Notice I do have a MIP drive shaft, and I'm going to show you why I actually had to take that off the other truck and put on here. But everything bolted in, looks good, fits up pretty nice. Got those Terreal rear shock towers put on. I like those. So now I'm going to show you why I did the MIP drive shaft. This is an old transmission. This thing has been 44 miles per hour. It's been water skipped. It is nice and loose. Plus, this is also a plastic gear transmission. So this is like, I'm out of a demo model. Now, this thing had a problem that I didn't realize it had. And you're probably looking at it right there. See that wear on the transmission? That is from the stock drive shaft. Watch this. So, well, there you go. When your front suspension compresses, the stock drive shaft rubs the transmission. See that shiny right there? That's from where this was rubbing the transmission in that one. And I was like, what the heck is going on? You know, is something wrong with the belly or something? But no, that was an issue. So the MIP drive shaft actually clears all that perfectly. So that's why the MIP is in that truck right there. Now, this drive shaft here is going to have to go back into my other comp truck, because when I get that one done, I'm going to have a face-off. You know, they're going to go one-on-one and see if my new truck is actually better than the old truck. But anyway, that is a clearance issue right there, and MIPs do fix this issue. And there are links in the description below for the MIP drive shafts. And I'm also going to change directions on the electronics as far as the steering servo and the winch. Now, the winch I made has the board inside, and I mentioned that sometimes they'll drift a little bit. So, in this past weekend, a guy had a winch similar to this with the board, and he was having drift issues and possibly some interference with other issues as far as well. And anyway, this thing right here, just I can't go with this because I kind of figured it would cause an issue. So I'm going to change this up and just put a simple JST output and run this off of a 1060 ESC. Now, the 1060 ESC simply looks like this. I'm going to change these ends to where they're JST in and JST out, and this will become a winch ESC, or a winch controller. Now, if you guys want a new video on me actually changing this to a winch controller, it's really simple. I can make that video for you. Just comment down in the comment section below and let me know that you want to see the video, and I'll make that happen. But that's it right there. Brand new. Yes, I've got 2 or 1 in a spare. I really like using these ESCs. So the Reese servo is out because I want to run everything straight 3S. So what's going in its place? Three Brothers G13. Now this thing is good to 4S, and I've had really good luck with it. So this and this will both be powered by straight 3S in this truck. So with that, I won't need the BEC. So, but I'm obviously changing the BEC for even larger ESC. Anyway, that's the changes I've made, and let's see if we can get some stuff done. Okay, now the shift servo is already in place. That was, you know, flawless. I got to put this in place now, and there's a trick to it. If you look at the Bowhouse Belly, you see that little tab right there. It's like a little runner, little support. Over here, it's pretty much solid. So you don't really have enough room to go around. Now if you look at the stock belly, you see they're both set up the same way. So is this. So you see that, well, got a little bit of a scratch right there where I marked it. To make this fit all the way down in there, I basically had to take this entire half off of this actual mount. So I take the entire half of that off, then it'll bolt down. If not, it's going to go in crooked. I've already tried. That's what you got to end up with right there to sit this down flush. X-Acto knife and some body scissors. Now let's actually put this in place. A while back when I was videoing the Rustler doing the TRX 330 ounce servo install and test, I mentioned that the servo fit perfectly, and you know, not all servos do. This is one of them. You see, if you take this up, there's got the little guides down there. On the other side, you're half out of the hole. Now this one I've already filed off, so it fits fine. But some servos do not fit a Traxxas properly. And it's the same with the G13 or the Reese. They're both the same exact issue as far as this goes. So I'm just simply going to use, you know, the bolts that, you know, come in it, which these are the stainless ones, there, and just put them right there. And I've not had an issue with that as I've been running the servo in quite a few different Traxxas vehicles. So now it's time to put the axe system in place. Hopefully all that bolts in and does what it needs to do. Okay, the motor fits in, you know, just like stock does. Now, to get this to go all the way down, I did have to trim a little bit of the edges. The actual chassis needed a little more room on this to actually get this to seat fully down. Okay, so I'm going to power this thing up, show you guys how it operates. I'm going to put some tires on it and block it off the ground so I can show a little bit better as far as the diff locking and all that. Radio on. And I really wish the axe would give that final armed, you know, like a Castle does. However, notice the hexes are not spinning, drive shafts aren't turning. That's because when you turn this radio on, all your servos go straight into neutral. So they're not, you know, trying to engage but not fully engaged, you know. So there's low gear, there's high gear. And once you shift into gear, you know, one way or the other, then it's just one way or the other. I can change that with the programming if you guys happen to want one of these radios. It's up to you, but I like it to start out in neutral and then be in one gear or the other. And the lockers are the same way. You know, front locker, off, on, rear locker, on, off. So really simple. Okay, got some deep woods on this thing. They have CI foams, the Little Novas, and there are links in the description to get the tires and the foams. So let's get this test going. Shakes my table. That vibration you're hearing is the front MIP kind of out of balance. Time to check locker operation. Simple as that. I'm not going to actually get to mount the electronics because of all this space right here that's taken up. I've got to get creative and do some things. I got to get the winch put in place. Body should sit somewhere around there. I'm going to have to trim this out and figure out how to make the electronics fit around all of that. There's some space under the seats. You know, I got some space back here. Looks like I got plenty of space here, but it's kind of high in the chassis. I don't really want that. So anyway, I've got a lot of figuring to do, and we don't have 3 days worth of video for this. So at least with part 4, at least you got to see it like turn the tires over. I couldn't go drive it yet because nothing is mounted, and to get all that stuff mounted in there is going to take quite a bit of work, planning, adjusting, and I'm sure you guys don't want to sit back for, you know, 3 hours worth of video. So I'm going to go ahead and get all that stuff done and make, I guess, part 5. So part 5 should actually include a test run. Not sure where, but it should at least get a run somewhere. So hopefully. So to recap just a little bit here, the drive shaft has a rub at the transmission, so check your TRX on that. All 3 of mine, that one, and this one, they all do the same thing, which means I've got some more MIP drive shafts to order because I really don't like the rub and the friction on that, but I never really noticed it even doing that, so chances are really good yours is rubbing as well, but you don't notice it. It only happens under about full compression anyway, so really probably not that big of a deal for most everybody. However, I'm looking forward to getting the body mounted and getting on to part 5. Thank you guys for watching.